I can't remember a day that I have been free from the memory of Emmett's death.
Is there anyone living that you still hold culpable?
Yes, Mrs. Bryant herself, and I understand that she has remarried, and there was a posse that came after Emmett. There are just so many people involved who are yet living.
Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam were far from the only people who butchered Emmett Till in that equipment shed. There was Leslie Milam. There was a family friend or two there.
Back in '55, why didn't the FBI get involved? There was no transporting person across the state line, so you didn't have, from what I understand back in the day, you did not have jurisdiction.
She died with her boots on. She died working. And regardless of her sickness, regardless of what she came against, she always wanted to get back on the battlefield.
She put the struggle for emancipation and her outrage above personal privacy and pride to transform a people and redirect their course for a nation.
Mrs. Mobley said that she forgave, and that took a lot for her to do as a mother. I think she really wanted to know the truth as to what and why this woman would tell the world that her son did these things.
Carolyn Bryant, no one can ever establish what her primary motivation was for telling the story that she told about Emmett Till.
When we look at the different versions of what happened in the store, for it to be such an infamous part of American history, we really don't know that much about it.
The Justice Department has said today that it's going to reopen an investigation into a racially motivated murder that occurred in 1955.
There was a DNA test on the body of Emmett Till to determine whether or not the body was indeed that of Emmett Till. This question was one that the jury used to acquit J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant.
They decided to exhume Emmett's body, and Simeon was the cousin that they took the DNA to compare.
So they came to the house and took whatever they needed. So that's proof right there it was Emmett.
They closed the case after they had accumulated 8,000 pages of evidence in the case.
There was not enough evidence to bring Carolyn Bryant to trial. You know, nobody could actually finger point her and actually put her in the truck. That was not a possibility that she would be tried.
Carolyn is still living. She's 87. She's the only one that's living that was involved.
And she talked to nobody. Yeah, Ed Bradley appeared at the door with a camera looking over his shoulder, but he got the door slammed in his face. And, you know, 5 and 6 decades after the fact, I got a call from a nice woman in Raleigh, and she said, "You might know about my mother-in-law. She was named Carolyn Bryant, and I was wondering if we could get together and have coffee." Got in the house, she hugged me in the hallway, just like every Methodist church lady I ever knew, you know. Then there was a piece of pound cake back in the kitchen and a cup of coffee for me. And then she starts mumbling, "Well, they're all dead now anyway." She talked about, you know, the story about Emmett Till and him putting his hands on her and stuff. She said, "You tell these stories until they become real. They feel real." She said, but that part's not true. And she said, "... nothing that boy did could ever justify what happened to him."
When Tyson said that she said what she said, I said, wow, I felt great. I said, man, this is what I've been waiting for 50-something years, you know, to hear something like this. The truth is out.
When Tyson's book came out and he said that she had recanted, that's what led to the reopening of the case.
And shortly thereafter, family member came out and said she didn't say that.
I told the FBI from the start that I had not found anything in their report nor in my interviews that was going to be prosecutable.
They went to Carolyn, they went to the author, they went to the daughter-in-law, they went to the son. They also questioned the woman that did transcriptions for Tyson. None of them could validate that they heard her say that she had recanted her statement. The case, it stayed open approximately 3.5 years, and at that time the family was called in and we were told that there was no new evidence, nothing sufficient to continue with the case.
Following the exhaustive multi-year investigation, we now know that the case is closed.
This is a document that we received on December 6th from the FBI headquarters, where the family was brought in to brief on the findings. After carefully review of the evidence relating to Carolyn Bryant's alleged recantation and the circumstances surrounding Mr. Till's murder, we have concluded there are no living suspects that could be federally prosecuted for Mr. Till's abduction and murder. They could not bring any new charges, and at that point they had decided that the case would be closed.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.